Hello YouTube, what's going on? It's your boy JT, back at it again with another video. And in today's video, I'm just gonna be, going over my life and, shit that's going on. My last video was about Kratom. I didn't really dabble too much in Kratom after that, which, probably is a good thing. I only use it when I need to. I find that Kratom, it helps me really get active and in the zone when I could really use it, when I'm very tired or I can't wake up or I can't get up to do the job. Take a small amount of it with some water and it just flushes right down and takes effect within 5 to 10 minutes, especially if I have an empty stomach, which is awesome. So I don't use Kratom like that. I've always stuck to 1 to 2 gram doses, and I just never got really all that into it. It's not something that I need. I don't drink caffeine. I rarely drink caffeine. Sometimes I have a Coca-Cola or whatever, but that doesn't really count now, does it? Anyway, as you can see, I'm no longer living in my apartment. I'm living in Virginia with family, not my mom or dad or anything, but this was first, it was supposed to be that I was gonna live here and save money on rent. Now I need to be here and I might have to move again. Let me tell you, a lot's been going on with your boy's life. I mean, if there's anything that comes out of this video is hang tight, save your money, don't always buy things that you want all the time. Don't ever get comfortable. Don't ever get comfortable with yourself. Don't ever get comfortable. If you meet the goals, that's good. If you meet your goals, you get your own place or you get your own car or whatever, you upgrade the quality of your life, great. But don't stop there, okay? Also, pay attention and tackle the necessary things in life. Legal issues, court, tickets, anything like that. Focus on yourself, mental health. Focus on your mental health, because in this video, I'm going to be going over the things that I didn't do that I should have done when I had a lot more power financially. So, last time I took a video, 8-9 months ago, I was doing a lot better. I still had my apartment, as you guys saw. I lived there for 13 months, and let me tell you, my apartment fucked me. I was supposed to move in March. There's something about the lease fucked up, and then I ended up having to live there until April. But one thing I didn't prepare for in the summer, especially after I bought my truck, is that the winter to come was not going to bring me heavy opportunity. Because of the work that I do, I climb on roofs mainly. That's how I make my living. And when it gets cold out, when it turns to winter and it snows and it sleets and there's ice, frost, anything like that, makes it very dangerous for me to get on the roof. So during the winter, barely any work. Wasn't prepared for it. I wasted my money on marijuana, alcohol, women. I dated quite a few, and it was something that I really enjoyed, but I look back on it now and I know I could have done without. I'd probably be a lot more well off now if I didn't screw around with any of those women. Women, they'll suck your money away, man. I mean, it wasn't even on any shit like that. I got impulsive when I had a lot of money. I got impulsive when I had a cool truck, and I ended up, number 4, spent a lot of money on maintenance for my truck and my car before that. That was a GMC Envoy. I dumped a lot of money, and I had a lot of fun, a lot of wild times, and now I'm having to learn the lessons. I had a suspended license last year, and when I got pulled over and I got the ticket and I was first aware of the suspended license, do you think I went straight to the court and was like, let me figure out what's going on here to get my license unsuspended? No, I didn't do that. I was an idiot. Instead, I drove along and kept going on because, oh, I needed to drop money here, or I needed to drop money there, or I needed to keep driving to work so I can make the money. And I didn't think that, man, I could just pause here for a moment, pay off this fine, get the license back. Instead, I kept driving, and I got pulled over again, second time, a third time, and a fourth time. I completely ignored it, and during the summer, I traveled the country and worked. I worked in Kentucky, I worked in Maryland, I worked in Florida when Hurricane Ian hit, and I never addressed my situation as my truck problems kept getting worse. And I drove back to Virginia. Everything was going to be fine. You know, I was losing passion for my career, so I was figuring that I could apply to a new company. And I was just taking some time to process. Well, in the truck with my brother, and I get pulled over by a cop. What do we have here? I'm surprised I didn't get arrested and go to jail that night, man. But now I can't drive. I haven't been able to drive for a while. Been working on getting my legal shit solved, and I'm not making any money, and that's legal fees, lawyer fees, court fees, all that. It's driven me down to a pretty bad spot. And you know what I didn't realize? I didn't realize that I needed to save. I needed to spend less than what I was earning. And sometimes I just needed to put the easy dopamine, I needed to put that shit down. The weed, the nicotine, the girls, the drifting and mudding in the truck, all that shit, you know. And I wasted a lot of resources on objects, items, materialistic things that I never needed. Ultimately, I got out of Delaware and moved to Virginia where I wanted, but now I probably can't even stay here, which sucks. I might have to move again, but hey, I'm just keeping it real with y'all. Save your money. Save your fucking money. Don't waste it on stupid shit. Don't make stupid mistakes. And if you do make stupid mistakes, learn. Learn from those mistakes. Don't let them pass by so that you make a mistake again. I'm telling you, the younger you are that you learn these mistakes and actually learn them, the brighter your future is when you get older. And the great thing is, if you're young like me and you're making these mistakes now and you're caught up in a dark place, don't give up. Don't give up at all, because you're so young that you never know what can happen from a year now. From 2019 to 2020, I went from having no hope in life to having a brand new career that made me a fuck ton of money. Started from the bottom, and then you got other year, like from 2021 to 2022, you have it all, and then at the end of it, you have barely anything, and you're trying to get your stuff together. You have no idea the changes that can happen in a year, good or bad. You're gonna learn, and so if you're young, like me, don't give up. Do not give up. Keep working towards your goals and aspirations as best as you can, and if you get depressed, it's hard to force yourself to get out of bed, then you know that the way that you're living life ain't right. If you're depressed and can't get out of bed, you know that the way that you're living life ain't right, so you need to make changes. And it's easier said than done. You need to change your diet, improve your diet, drink more water. Don't drink as much alcohol. If you're depressed, don't drink alcohol. That's just a rule of thumb. Don't drink alcohol if you're sad, mad, or upset, depressed. You know, weed is alright. It takes the edge off, but if you're low on money, then you can't buy weed, then you have to learn how to get that satisfaction from something that ain't weed, because if you're broke, and you're still getting your fix or high or whatever, then you're a poor person. See, being poor or rich has nothing to do with the amount of money you have. Being poor and rich has everything to do with your mindset, the way that you think, the way that you perceive life. If you're somebody who makes $100,000 a year and spends $100,000 a year, are you rich or are you poor? Think about that. If you're making $1 million a year and you're spending $1 million a year on fucking Louis bags and Malibu trips and all that shit, are you rich or are you poor? Or are you just fucking egotistical? You need to look at the bigger picture in life. And no, things are not just about money. Things are not just about drug highs. Things are not just about sex. At the end of the day, we're all human. We all bleed blood. We all drink. We all eat. We all piss and shit. All that shit. And none of us are perfect. But if you're in a spot, if you find yourself in a spot similar to mine one day, just know that things will get better. But things will only get better if you believe and choose positivity. If you hit a rock bottom spot and you continue to drink that bottle, pop that pill, or smoke that whatever, things won't get better. Then everything I say doesn't mean jack shit. When you find yourself in a bad spot, quit all that shit that was gratifying you. No more of it, and it's time to discipline yourself. I'm telling you, if you believe that you can get out of it and you make the actions to do so, even though it seems slow, even though it seems grueling, even though it's the struggle, you will get out of that shit. Mark my words. This is JT.